Hi, Joy. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you guys?
Good,
I'm
good.
good. My name is Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. I'm Joy.
Hi, nice to meet you. And I'll be interviewing you today.
Hold on one second. I just wanted to say one thing. First of all, Joy, thank you for doing this interview with CitySTYLE. So obviously, I'm Allegra. I'm CitySTYLE, but my
Hi.
daughter is Ryan, and she's in school right now. She's a musical theater major at Kappa. It's the Creative and Performing Arts High School here in Pittsburgh. And even though she was not going to mention it in the interview, her last school, the musical they did for the all school musical last year was Hairspray. And so we're like super excited. It's like one of her favorite shows. So I thought this would be a good opportunity for her to also interview you. So I'll be here, but she'll be mainly conducting the interview. So again, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Congratulations. Yes, I'm so
Thank
glad you
you.
guys got to do Hairspray. Like, what are the odds? But yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you as well. Okay, now we can jump right into it. So can you just tell me a little bit about your background, where you're from, what school you went to and things like that, and how you got into musical theater?
Okay. Well, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My family's pretty musical. They're musicians and self-proclaimed comedians and singers and stuff. So I sort of knew I was going to go into something creative because
Hmm.
that was surrounded me. I started off as a dancer and I trained in like ballet and modern jazz. Went to a performing arts high school. Same thing. I was a dance major. And then I went to UCLA for musical theater.
Hmm. Okay, super, super fun. So just also out of my curiosity, do you play
Yeah.
any instruments? Because like your family was musical background.
See, I tried really hard to play the guitar. I tried so hard. I just am not musically inclined that way.
Mhm.
But after this tour, I was planning to move to New York and buy a keyboard and like train and challenge myself. And maybe it's just not string instruments, but maybe the keys will be better for me.
Okay. Oh, super fun. So what made you, because you said that you started off as a dancer, as so am I. So what made you kind of steer your way into like musical theater?
Well, I believe as a dancer, you hear music differently,
Mhm.
and it becomes such a like visceral reaction when you hear certain movement through music, and you can't help but to sing along. And so I was like, well, let's train in all three, like this world of musical theater. And my curiosity grew and I just wanted to, and watching musicals as well, I just was just so fascinated by the whole thing. And I
Mhm.
just wanted to be a part of it in some way. And so I just started learning and self-taught kind of as far as like the beginnings of
Mhm.
where my career started, and then it ran from there.
Okay, super, super cool. What would you say be your favorite part about being in Hairspray?
Ooh, so it has to be the choreography. I mean, I think the original choreography is so beautiful, and I think that it's just even doing You Can't Stop the Beat and having that like 20-minute like bows of just trying to get everybody up and dancing, and it's just so exhilarating. And I think that has to be one of my favorite number, and then two, just choreography wise, just my favorite part of the show.
Okay. So getting prepared for your role, did you watch both of the movies, the original movie and the newer one, the updated one, I guess? And if
Mhm.
so, which one did you like better and why?
Ooh, that's hard. Why would you put me in that position? Well, okay, I would say I like them for different reasons. Like the original, of course, set the foundation of what we have now, but
Hmm.
I do enjoy the 2007 version just because we see a little bit more of the Motormouth Kids and we get a couple new interesting songs. And I think it really relates to the generation that was out then, and it
Hmm.
just became this even bigger phenomenon to the people who didn't know the original. And
Hmm.
so sometimes, most of the time, when people say, oh, I love Hairspray, they kind of think of the 2007 version. But I think that just opens up the door for them to watch the original and see the original musical. Some people don't even know it's a stage musical. So I think it just, opens up this whole world that they can get into.
Yes. I completely agree with that. What do you want the audience to take away most from the whole show?
So under all the glitz and glamour and the humor of Hairspray, I think there's a real message that needs to be taken away, that no matter what we look like and who we are, where our background come from, we can learn to be accepting and just allow all different shapes and sizes and skin colors to join in this beautiful art of dance and performing, and just, to get along with one another. And I think we could still honestly have that lesson today, to just accept one another.
Yeah. Last question. What would be your advice to someone like a little child or somebody watching the performance, wanting to say, hey, I would like to be up there one day, or just what would be your advice to the audience in general before seeing it and after seeing it, I guess?
So to the person that wants to do this one day, or to inspiring, and that we inspired them to just go out and do something like this, you don't always need the biggest and the brightest training to do something like this. I think in the world of technology and social media, we have YouTube, we have all these podcasts and stuff like that, where you can educate yourself, read about it. And a lot of people are self-taught. There are people that didn't go to school for this at all and just were like, I just stumbled upon this, and they have this natural talent for it. And I think if you continue to grind and use that passion to pull you forward, it's unstoppable. You can do anything.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, of course. Thank you. It's great questions.
Thank you, Joi. And I just have one other addition. I just want to ask you, being on this national tour of Hairspray, what have you learned about yourself as an artist?
As an artist, I think because we're in a different city every other week, it makes you a very attentive actor. You have to be aware of everything that's going on around you at every single time. I think when you're in one place for 6 months at a time, you kind of relax a little, knowing that this is going to happen. And this is, it becomes kind of muscle memory, But I think because we're in a different place all the time, sometimes we don't have the set piece. Sometimes the floor is rocky. Sometimes someone is sick, or we have to go out, and we're constantly adjusting, and we're constantly trying to keep the main part of the show at its core so we can perform it. And I think that, we just have to be really, really attentive and careful all the time.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, thank you for taking time to speak with us, and we cannot wait to see the show. We will definitely be there opening night, and just so excited for you and your career, the trajectory that it's going to go. I mean, when I worked full time at a radio station, American Urban Radio Network, I did so many of these interviews with these young performers like Danae Benton, and it's so funny because I remember interviewing them, and then now they're on Broadway or on major TV shows, and it's just so awesome. So I love being able to talk to performers, when they're doing their first or second or third tour, and to see them months, years later is phenomenal. So we definitely will be looking out for you and what's next with you, Joi.
Yes. Well, thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed myself.
Yes. All right. Enjoy your day. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
Hairspray is part of the 22-23 PNC Broadway in Pittsburgh series, presented by the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust. For tickets and more information, visit trustarts.org.